the state chapter on public records and nonprofit records was rewritten in 2019 and became effective in 2020. So it takes precedence over anything that ONI has written on this. It's the latest law from the state, and ONI's laws are out of compliance.
Second, I did review this policy online when I saw that letter, and I respectfully disagree with you that this would supersede state law because it's more restrictive.
Well, I happen to be a lawyer, so that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, okay.
Ron?
You know, I'm going back to the bylaws things because there are other articles in the bylaws that talk about whistleblowers. There's other remedies and protections that are part of the bylaws. So I too am a little concerned that by focusing on two elements, we're trying to weigh in on how the agreement can proceed.
I guess what I would come in is with Michael's amendment. It opens up the entire bylaws.
Sure.
So there are
That's
lots
an
of
argument
things. People can file lawsuits. They can file a lawsuit for defamation. There's a lot of things that can be done if you tie it into the bylaws.
Can the board file a lawsuit?
Yes. Yeah, they can. Because of some of the materials that have been sent to the board. The executive committee or the board doesn't have any, they have their own rights to file their own grievances if they choose.
Okay. So we're looking at.
Rob, I think she's answered your questions. I want to go.
No, I'm going to I want.
All right, we have Jackie and Dawn. Jackie,
I'm on a Zoom call.
Dawn, do you
So
want to?
I would like to quantify this. I didn't hear her. So
We will finish quantifying later, Rob, when we get to this.
No, this is.
I'm sorry. You're out of order. I'm going to let Dawn speak, and then I'm going to let Jackie speak.
Under Robert's rules, these questions.
Lee? There you go. Now we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. First of all, I'd like to ask Robert to accumulate his questions and answer them at once. You keep interrupting everyone, and you speak when it's your turn, but not all the time.
No, under Robert's rules, I have a
Second,
question. I can ask for point of information,
yes, when
you're
recognized by the chair. So the point that I'd like to make is, number one, I really appreciate the effort that's been done
if you look at Robert,
in securing this grant.
We're letting Dawn speak. Go ahead, Dawn.
I'm not an expert in this, but I've used Zoom a number of times now. Number one, you can raise your hand so you're not shouting at each other, and the chair can then recognize the hands. When people are very obstructious, the manager can mute them until they're recognized.
If you look at that budget, we're anticipating a $75,000 shortfall next year. And you're telling me we should get back $66,000 that no one else is going to use except for Donald Trump. And basically you're giving Donald back a lot of money. It makes no difference because there's still money available that people can get. So we're not taking it away from anybody else.
Accusation. That's not fair.
it's not an accusation.
So I'm gonna start this real quick. I quit. Have fun. This is the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen. This is.
I would agree.
Yeah.
If you look at that, it doesn't say you had to fire people. All it says is you were impacted, and SWNI was definitely impacted. SWNI will continue to be impacted, as well as many, many other companies. And I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, where
Charlie,
1
I-
is probably a restaurant,
That's
and
time,
10
Charlie.
is the Los Angeles Lakers, who were entitled to COVID or to the PPP money.
Charlie? Okay.
Yes.
That's time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna call on Marie Tyler.
Well, Sweeney's about an 8.
I would like to say to Marie Tyvel's point about the money possibly could be used in other directions, that she thinks there's more of I'm gonna say in a better way. But I do believe, I mean, I also read the New York Times, but I have a question for you is what's to show us, guarantee us, promise us that if we turn back money, any money, $1.25, that it's going to go in the direction that you think that it should go to.
Laura?
When I read the bylaws, it says that individuals and groups are encouraged. So one of the things that I'm concerned about as the equity chair is as we continue to welcome people of color or, other disadvantaged groups who are being marginalized to participate, I caution against the face-to-face because there's an unequal power between the parties, and I have issues of safety at this point.
That's why there's an option for me.
Yeah, that's an option,
No,
and it is
yeah.
provided by the bylaws. So it may be that the bylaws need to be amended to address those safety issues.
Well, no, it just
But
says encouraged, so I'm not gonna be forced into a face-to-face
Right.
where I personally feel unsafe.
Right.
John?
Yes, I'm really disappointed that it has to go back to committee, but I think it probably needs to for some of the reasons Mary Ann raised. But it is unrealistic for this board to believe that they can avoid this for very much longer, because
As a member of the board, I would be open to having the SWNI board be the test drive, and that for an equity and inclusion lens polishing exercise. We could get professors or dignitaries that would come for free. There are a lot of people who would be honored to get in front of us for free. And give us a little polishing of the equity and inclusion lens. Again, test drive it phase 1 with the SWNI board.